Welcome back to Naruto Anime Review. This is part 6 of this 13 part series. And this one I'm reviewing seasons 9 and 10 of Naruto Shippuden and the Blood Prison film, which is actually the 5th film released for the Naruto Shippuden series. Overall, it was the 8th film release. Starting off with season 9. 9 by far is a season that decided to have very few canon episodes, lots of filler. It basically was just background tales, just untold tales of stuff that some of the stuff we probably really didn't need to know, some of the stuff I thought was really interesting. The season started off with a 3-parter for Iruka, basically of how he became a teacher. Okay. We also had stuff like what happened after the Zabuza arc. Pretty much an episode that I actually liked. The episode that picked up like right after between the Zabuza arc and between the Zabuza arc and the start of the Chunin exams. Very good episode. It kind of followed up what happened to Gonzo's men afterwards, and of course, seeing those characters. The reason why they did this episode, it's shown in the present day, because the Hidden Leaf Village is going through a massive reconstruction because of all the damage done by Pain in the previous season. So simply put, they decided to have a bit of a slowdown when it comes to canon episodes and have an influx of filler and basically just tell a various series of stories. And with this particular season, you had, like I said, very few canon episodes. Now, there's some episodes I did like. I did like the one with the one after they defeated Zabuza. There's also one called Gaara's Bond, which details sort of a mission that took place before Sasuke defected to Orochimaru. It's basically Gaara starting to trust Naruto. It's basically the birth of basically Gaara's trust into Naruto after he was defeated by Naruto at the end of the Chunin exams during Orochimaru's invasion of the Hidden Leaf Village. I thought this episode, when I read about it, I'm like, yeah, I really want to watch this episode, and I watched it. And I was amazed. Now, the reason why Gaara was telling this story because he was worried about Naruto because he heard about what happened in the Hidden Leaf Village. So, it was a great episode. Another episode that happened, actually, this one took place during the Chunin exams, called the Neji Chronicles. It detailed a story. Neji was telling a story that happened Naruto was off fighting, while Naruto and the rest of Team 7 was off fighting Gaara. He was off rescuing his cousin, who had been kidnapped by 2 hidden cloud ninjas. So, he put together he asked Shino and Kiba, Shino went out there. Basically, just Kiba and I believe Rock Lee and 1010 went out to basically help him to go rescue his cousin. And of course, Hanada's father basically did help him out too. It's a really nice little episode. And pretty much now, what happened? Now, pretty much, Hanada was still coming from injuries during recovering from her match with Neji, and Neji has sort of changed his perspective on Naruto and how he does things. And when he sends of all the attacks, basically it's a story set during the Chunin exams. It's a really good episode. There's some good and some bad episodes. There's like a couple of them. Of course, there's one character who appears in season 12. A talking ostrich. I'm not kidding. There are 2 episodes featuring this guy, and I do not care. He is by far, when he shows up, it's a very bad episode. When I watched this first episode, basically, Naruto School Revenge, it's simply Naruto babysitting a talking ostrich. Oh boy, and then when they brought him back, they had him basically, not only was talking, apparently he knew Nujutsu. And he formed his own team, comprised of an armadillo, a boxing kangaroo, and I think it was like a couple other animals. I think it was like a lion was the other one. Let's see. Yeah, it was really, really weird. Let's see if I can find it here. What was the name of that episode? Oh, Animal District. Yeah. And it's really weird. It's pretty much Naruto, Rock Lee, and Shino taking on these characters. Now, Shinna was taking on the Anteater, which was a boring fight. The one fight I really did enjoy from this one was Rock Lee versus the boxing kangaroo, which not only does kangaroo have boxing gloves on his hands, he also had boxing glove on his tail. And this kangaroo even had the baby kangaroo also had boxing gloves. It's a kind of a funny episode, but I honestly didn't care for the talking ostrich. I just really didn't care. It's a bit of an oddball type season, but there's some good stuff in there. Can't really think of any other episodes that I kind of liked. There's one that basically kind of took place before the tuning exam. Well, actually, just afterwards. It's basically during a period of time when before Rock Lee was able to fully recover from his injuries. Basically, Naruto decided to put on his the outfit he got from my guy and pretty much be like Rock Lee and get this medicine, which they did get. Let's see, what else? There's an episode that went off to a research lab for tools. One basically where Tsunade sent the Anbu Black Ops to catch Naruto because he thought that Sokka gets some disease from him. There's one basically is set during episode 3, whatever they were up to. There's one basically the 3-leg race. This one, I found this one very stupid. Where Naruto and Sasuke have this thing basically on their hands, and they do very gross and disgusting things. They even kiss again, which I'm like, really? They had to do that. So, I wouldn't say Season 9 is a terrible season, but you can find good episodes there. Season 10 is the season where stuff starts to get moved forward. Because of Sasuke taking on Killer Bee, Razakage is like, okay, let's call up all 5 Kazekage and have a conference in the Land of Iron. That's essentially what this thing is. And pretty much, and the reason why this is because he's tired of the Akatsuki, and Sasuke has been branded a rogue ninja at this point. So, and because Tsunade is in a coma, the stupid character Danzo demands a new Hokage, and basically the advisors want Kakashi to be the new Hokage, but Danzo, being the stupid, manipulative guy he is, it says, oh, it's the third Hokage's fault we're in this mess. It's his teachings. Really? Is that so? Do you blame the third Hokage for having the village destroyed by pain? A guy who can literally break you in half. And last time I checked, Danzo, you pretty much were a freaking coward during Pain Attack. You basically didn't help out anybody. And yet, you use your manipulative... Oh yeah, he has a Sharingan. I'm not kidding, he does. He has a Sharingan eye. So basically, he manipulates the Fire Lord to have him point himself as new Hokage. Though it's an acting Hokage. Which was really stupid. And of course we had this thing where Naruto and Yamato and Kakashi went out to try to convince the Razakage to spare Sasuke. It was really kind of a weirdish episode. And of course prior to this they met couple Cloud Ninja, which says that Sasuke was after the Akatsuki, and they ask him, was he a Jurijiki? And they were shocked that he knew that because he is a Jurijiki as well. And basically, that's the reason why the Akatsuki went after him. They actually thought he was dead. They thought the Akatsuki killed Killer Bee. But nope. Killer Bee actually survived. He tried to wander off, though his brother got to him about that later on. But I thought the Kazekage Summit was actually, the Kage Summit was actually really interesting set of episodes. Especially when they show all the other Kakashi. Like, they show the Tazekage from the land of stone, and he's an old man. The Mazakage from the Hidden Mist Village, a gorgeous redhead who basically has the ability to spit fire. Of course, Razakage, Gaara, and their bodyguards, simply put, the Mist woman, the Mazakage, she basically frequently threatened the older guy, basically tell him to be quiet or I'll kill you. And here's something really weird they did with the Mazakage. She hears certain words and she thinks it relates to marriage or a ceremony, something like that. Yeah. And whenever her other bodyguard talks, she's perfectly fine with him. And it's kind of hinted at that, and this is one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist. Basically, he's the only one actually so active in the Hidden Mist Village. And it's kind of implied he has a thing for her. Never really stated. Matter of fact, he blushes every time he sees her. And of course, later on, after the 4th Great Ninja War, he takes over for her as the Mazakage. And the only reason I know he's one of the swordsmen because he has a sword on his back and it's taped up. You don't really see the sword that much in the show. Of course, Gaara brought his siblings with him as his bodyguards. Danzo brought a couple of the Anbu ninjas, Black Ops ninjas from his foundation to be his bodyguards. Yeah. As for the Tazakage, he brought his granddaughter, who later succeeds him as Tazakage, and I don't think it's his son. I think it's a student of his that basically they brought with him as his bodyguards. But yeah, and of course we get a chance to see the fact that the samurai basically are apparently neutral in this thing, but then basically when they're talking they sense something, and of course Toby, as they call themselves now, as this is of course after Sasuke killed Uchiha, he wants to destroy the Hidden Leaf Village, so basically he wants to go attack the Kage Summit. And White, I think it's Black Zabuza, basically, of course he has ability to split himself in half. I think it's White one, where apparently he decides to show up completely out of nowhere and says, "Sasuke's here!" And then the Razakage, basically, of course, he had already smashed the table because he got so angry, and he basically grabbed White Zabuza by the throat and pretty much heavily implied he broke his neck. That's the thing about the Razakage. He is super strong. By the way, his name is A. I'm not kidding. That's his name. His name is A. I don't know the name of the Mazakage and the Tazakage. I do not know their names. But yeah. Very interesting characters. And because of, and of course the guy from the Hidden Mist Village, he basically, since he has a Byakugan, he discovers that Danzo has a Shuriken. What he has a Shuriken. What he does not know is that there's Shuriken eyes in the guy's arm. I am not kidding about this. The guy really does have this. He just showed us a little bit later, after and of course the Razakage, when he heard that basically he decided to burst out of the room, of course punching a wall, went off to fight Sasuke, and he had a pretty gruesome, pretty awesome battle. But during the battle, he lost his hand because, well, Sasuke used his ability. Apparently, there's an ability of the Mako Sharingan that unleashes black fire, and it burns, and it doesn't go out until finished burning what's supposed to be burning. Yeah. So the rest of the time, the Razakage, throughout the rest of the series, the guy only has one hand, and as far as I know, the guy never got a replacement for it at all. It's never explained exactly why he never got a replacement, but yeah. Let's see, what else? Basically, because Danzo can be trusted, basically, he tried to manipulate himself to be the leader of the allied shinobi forces. Then, of course, when they found out he had a Shuriken, he decided not to be trusted. So, the Razakage was basically named the Supreme Commander of the allied shinobi forces. And because Commander Uchiha showed up in the Land of Iron and declaring the start of the 4th Great Ninja War, the guy representing the samurai, he said, the samurai will fight in this conflict as well. And of course, they eventually do fight in the conflict. So, yeah. And of course, Gaara, of course, later seasons, when the war starts, he's appointed the commander-in-chief of the main forces of the allied shinobi forces. So, pretty much you can say Season 10 is a setup for the next 10 seasons of the show. And of course, after the conference is over, since Danzo cannot be trusted as Hokage, Gaara suggests somebody that he trusts to be the perfect choice to be the actual Hokage. He suggests Kakashi, the same person that the advisors from the Hidden Leaf Village suggested who be the replacement Hokage in the first place. Of course, after the Ninja War, he becomes Hokage. So, yeah. So, later on, Gaara meets up with Naruto, since Razakage told Gaara that Naruto was in the area, so he told him about what was going on. And Naruto was slightly rude to him, despite the fact Gaara does consider him to be a friend. As far as I know, Naruto never apologized for being rude to him at all, despite the fact he's being in a bad place. Of course, manager Uchiha, later revealed to be Obito, told basically Naruto a bunch of things, and told about the real reason why Uchiha committed the clan massacre, and in fact he was his collaborator during it. And apparently the advisors and Danzo knew about it, and the third Hokage knew about the actual reason why the actual massacre took place. And Yamato and Kakashi both agreed that Naruto should keep his mouth shut until they can actually provide an actual concrete proof of his claims. And of course, also, Naruto inadvertently blew up a hole in the wall of their hotel room they were in. Yeah, hotels in Naruto are really weird. Yeah. And of course, Sakura decided to show up and try to tell Naruto that she's in love with him. And Naruto, knowing Sakura really well, that is completely bullcrap, because Sakura has always been in love with Sasuke, not with Naruto. Yeah, despite the fact that she... Now, normally when I say something like this, usually they start making out. But in this show, no kissing. We have hugging. Lots and lots of hugging. Though there's kissing in the film The Last, but in the show itself, nope, no kissing. Apparently, I have no idea why this is. Apparently, either this is a rule for the anime that apparently no characters can make out on the show. Even though in Dragon Ball, they actually did it, though. They did have Naruto and Sasuke make out twice. That was really stupid and gross. But as for a guy and girl, nope, can't do that in the series, despite the fact Dragon Ball has done that frequently. Well, in the case of, well, it's implied that Bulma and Vegeta made out several times, but apparently Goku has never made out with Chi-Chi, despite the fact he's married to her for nearly 20 years. But in the Naruto Shippuden show, nope, no kissing at all. I have no idea who made this dumb rule, but I would really have loved some kissing in the show. Instead, we got hugs. Power Rangers suffered the same thing. Not kidding. I mean, yeah, it's a cartoon. Last time I checked, you can have two characters making out. Doesn't have to be an R-rated style kiss. Just be like a normal quick kiss in the show. And yet, can't do that. Nope, can't be bothered to do that. Hopefully they don't ruin that when it comes to the Naruto Hinata's wedding, when they can't show the characters making out at their own wedding. Hopefully that does happen. And hopefully they do show it, because it'd be really stupid for the animators, because this is a wedding, for crying out loud. At weddings, the bride and groom do make out. Hopefully the show bothers to show that when they show it in season 21. But, yeah. But Gaara informs Kakashi that he wants him to become a new Hokage. And Kakashi's like, okay, fine. And of course, he sort of gets promoted to be the new Hokage. He's appointed to be a 6th Hokage, despite the fact Danzo was kind of already 6th Hokage. But since Danzo never officially took up the office, Kakashi is officially the 6th Hokage. And he's just about to be installed. Then Tsunade wakes up from her coma. Basically, and this, of course, Kakashi's at the Fire Lord's palace. And he's about to be properly named the 6th Hokage, and then someone comes in. I think it's not Mike Guy. It's one of the Air Jonin says, Tsunade requests to be reinstated as the 5th Hokage, and I guess the Fire Lord's like, okay, fine. Excuse me. And the Razakage basically confirms this. Now he talks to the Lord of the Land of Lightning. He talks to him basically about agreeing to basically the terms of the treaty, and he fully agrees. But the Razakage also requests a meeting of all the feudal lords. All 6 of them. And he's like, you know how hard that is? And where I was like, just please make it happen. And yeah, they make it happen, alright. Over the course of at least 9. It's basically a video conference. Yeah, it's a video conference of the 9 feudal lords basically just agreeing to this war, and they pretty much have no choice but to agree because their communication, because the battery for this big, huge call is about to run out, and they agree to it very quickly. Now, under normal circumstances, they would not agree to something so quickly. The only reason why they did it was because they were running out of time over the course of a communication. And since the Fire Lords have basically no problem with it, yeah, and of course everybody just trying to get preparations for the war to get started with. That's pretty much season 11 for you. But overall, season 10. Oh, I can't not forget to talk about this. Sasuke fights Danzo, and it's a pretty awesome battle, and he pretty much avenges Uchiha for the for causing the Uchiha clan massacre. And apparently in Danzo's left arm, which apparently he kept inside of his Komodo all this time, basically he had locks on it, like braces on the arm for some reason. I'm like, how the heck does this guy walk with these metal things on his arm? And then he unlocks all 3 of them. Yeah, there's like 3 of them on his arm. And it turns out his both front and back arm are covered with frickin' eyeballs. I'm like, really? Like, first of which, where the heck did he get those eyeballs? That, of course, is never explained. 2, gross. And apparently he puts Sasuke under form of a jutsu, which is later reused later on when they try to break the English jutsu in during the 4th Great Ninja War. Frequent cycles, and apparently each eye stays open for about a minute. And there's at one point where he's down to like the last eyeball, and apparently just before the last eyeball closed, Sasuke put Danzo under a jutsu, thinking that, oh yeah, Danzo has another minute, and even though that, nope, he really doesn't. So Danzo, instead of being properly killed by Sasuke, he blows himself up, taking, of course, part of the bridge they were fighting on. So yeah, pretty awesome fight. And so happy Sasuke took him out because, even though Sasuke did pretty much battle him, I'm so glad they got rid of this character. Because I didn't care for Danzo. He is probably by far the most annoying character of the whole series. He's one character I just could not stand. And apparently because of his death, now Sai, it's revealed a little bit earlier to this, that apparently he has a curse mark on his tongue. Not kidding. Yeah, he has a curse mark on his tongue. Now Sakura, prior to this, basically, she had taken Kiba, Sai, and I believe it was Rock Lee. Yeah, and she knocked all 3 of these people out, just so she can kill Sasuke herself, with a poison blade, mind you. But somehow Sasuke is able to avoid that. Naruto gets hit by it. He gets scraped in the cheek. He talks to Sasuke a little while, says next time, basically, that they meet, they will probably have a big, humongous battle. Maybe kill each other. But they decided to flee for now. And of course, Naruto nearly dies of the poison, so Sakura has to give him an antidote. Yeah. So they pretty much wake everybody up, and yeah. And of course, because of Danzo being killed, Sai's tongue is perfectly fine. Now, the reason why the curse mark was there was so that he can't say anything bad about Danzo. Not kidding. That's really the whole point of the curse mark. Now, it's later revealed that possibly Yamato has it too, but it's never shown in the show if he actually did get it. It's implied he has it, but it's never shown because, well, he was part of the Foundation. So, yeah. Pretty overall. And, of course, Tsunade, when she wakes up, not only is she asked to be reinstated as the Hokage, she pretty much gasps for a bunch of food to basically build up her chakra because she's been out for, I don't know, 4 months. Yeah, it's implied it's been a few months since the pain attack, despite the fact at this point in the show production it's been 2 seasons since the pain attack. So yeah, you get started preparations for the war. So yeah, much better season than season 9 because this season had a lot better quality of episodes than season 9 did. 9 had some good episodes here and there, but not a lot of good There's basically about close to about a quarter of the episodes are good. Some of the episodes are just really bad. That's just my honest opinion. If you like those episodes, some of these episodes that are filler, that's fine with me. That's your opinion. I just didn't like some of the episodes for season 9. 10 I thought was a lot better of a season. Not just because the season had pretty much been a lot of canon episodes, but actually felt like the story was going someplace. Season 9 felt like the story was basically put on hold for an entire season just to tell a series of various stories. Some of whom are really good, some of them are really bad. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the end of Season 10. 10 is much better season. Now, before I go, there is one other thing I must talk about. The 5th Naruto Shippuden movie. Blood Prison. Released exactly one day before the end of the 10th season, and just by sheer coincidence, I looked at the release dates of the finale for Season 10 and the start of Season 11. The episodes both aired the same day. I am not kidding about this. It's just the way the show works. In the film Blood Prison, the Razakage is mysteriously attacked by a mysterious assailant. Excuse me. Later revealed to be Naruto, but we know Naruto. And here's the thing: this guy posing as Naruto, and it's really the imposter, by the way. And of course, Naruto, in order to basically, he knows he's innocent of this, of attacking the Razakage and some Jonin from the Grass Village. They send him to this castle, and he's like, why am I sent there for? Basically, I'm innocent of whatever this is. So he tries to form Shadow Clone, and Yamato decides to activate the Wood Jutsu. And of course, Tsunade takes away his headband because apparently he committed these crimes, despite the fact there's no actual real proof evidence that he actually really did. So, yeah. And everybody just standing there while Naruto is taken out the jail. Of course, it's later revealed in the post-credit scene that was all rehearsed. Okay. He goes to this prison. He gets a seal put on him. Not really much, and of course he tries to break out a few times. Seal kind of hurts him. Well, the first time, basically. He basically made 2 attempts to escape. Both times failed. But he meets up with this prisoner, who we learn is a woman. Not only that, but also Amu Blackhawk from the Hidden Grass Village, looking for her best friend, which apparently is trapped in this box of eternal blessings. Now, and apparently when he gets later and released this thing, he becomes a monster, and of course Naruto decided to summon the Chief Toad and try to, of course, battle him. And while this is all going on, there's these ships that come to the prison, and these ships basically carry people from the Hidden Leaf Village. Pretty much the cast of the show. Well, pretty much most everybody is in the show anyways. But I will get to my problems with the lines when it comes to these characters. But there's some really awesome fight scenes in this movie. So, yeah. And of course the guy gets defeated, and of course Naruto gets freed of the seal later on after basically it's proven he's actually innocent. But yeah, he goes home, and of course the woman basically dies during the attack, basically because she performed a special jutsu to revive Naruto. But yeah, it's a good movie, but I do have problems with it. Now, there's one continuity error with the movie, because at this point when this film came out, Naruto had not officially met Killer Bee, despite the fact they had known each other for some time. There's no mention of the Fourth Great Ninja War broke out yet, so this film is actually not canon, but I had to talk about anyways. But continuity error aside, it's like Naruto is the only one who actually gets actual lines. Him, Tsunade, and Kakashi actually get actual lines. The rest of the characters either get barely any lines at all, or no lines. Some of the characters who actually get no lines actually do some stuff while Naruto's in Sage Mode. Hinata is in the movie. She does jack squat. She's just there just to stand around, do nothing. Her and Kiba do jack squat. Everybody else actually manages to do something. I mean, Mike Guy and Rock Lee actually managed to try to attempt to attack the monster. Everybody at least tries to do something. Heck, even Sakura attacks someone. Even everybody attacks. But Team 10 managed to get a few lines here and there, but my overall problem with how the film treats the other characters is the fact a couple of whom don't do jack squat, or two, they barely get any lines at all. I watched Hinata the whole time in the movie when you see her. She doesn't speak a damn word. Nothing. No words. It's like, why'd you put it in the movie for if you don't give her any freaking lines? And that's what it is with a lot of characters. Heck, Yamato had like one line in the whole movie. Sakura had a few small lines here and there. It's like, okay, let's just give Naruto all the best stuff and give everybody almost jack squat. Yeah, that's my complaint when it comes to how the characters are treated in this movie. Yeah, Naruto's in a prison. Can you at least give these characters more actual character, for crying out loud? That's the only thing I found wrong with the movie, is the fact that the regular characters from the show get barely anything to do. Yeah. So I think I've seen the other films, and they do get something to do. But despite that, it is a good movie, but watch it if you want to. The film is not... It doesn't affect the series at all. The film essentially is non-canon, but it is a good movie to watch. Okay? So, that's it for this part. Stay tuned for part 7, where I'll talk about seasons 11 and 12. Okay? Until then, I will see you there. Bye.